Hello there, and as usual, I'm Airsoft Gamers, and welcome. So today I'm down at Anzio Camp in Leek once again to play a little bit more Airsoft, and I've got some quite interesting gameplay to share with you. I've got some intense CQB action, as well as some quite crazy assaults on enemy positions. Anyway, let's get on to the first scenario.
We've got some pyro
now this scenario consisted of clearing a number of different structures, and you can see we're in D1 and we've got to cross into D2 where the enemy forces are actually holding the ground floor. Now this smoke bin pops and I see this as an opportunity to try to get across and get some fire into them windows up close. Now I've managed to get myself into a position along the wall and some teammates have followed me. I'm trying to signal to them that they're in the corner, but one just popped out the window right next to him, as well as the guy in the corner behind them. I've got to try to do a quick mag change, but I notice I've also got a jam when I'm cocking it back. So I check the jam and then clear it with a simple cock. Now I'm going to try to use another window to get into this building, but I spot a guy trying to revive his buddy, and I can see his ass. I tried to take some more shots, but I got 203'd. Now, it was a nice little bit of gameplay, a little bit of action, and it was good to see that there was some harsh pushing done by our team. Now, moving on to the weapon that I'm actually using today, I'm using a WE HK416. That's a gas blowback assault rifle. Now, it works on an open bolt system. That basically means that there's no steel brass pipe going through, and the nozzle pushes the pellet into the chamber quite realistically, and it makes some quite interesting sounds. Using it in-game is quite an exciting and it's quite a realistic experience. I've got Troy Industries backup sights that you see me using for the majority of the gameplay because I take the red dot off due to it kind of blocking the camera's perspective. Now the Surefire on the actual front is using a red tint to give it a little bit of an excitement glare and for use in a night milsim coming up. Now in the next scenario, we're pushing once again onto a different building. We're covering a teammate who's crossing and probing in to one of the D buildings. Now that he's crossed, he's going to need a little bit of backup, so we're going to have to get down the stairs and get across to help him out. But we spot he gets hit.
Oh, nades are up.
Now that we're downstairs, some teammates are going to provide us with a little bit of cover fire on the windows while we get up close. Now our teammate's been revived on the left and he's pushing along the side. I'm going to hop through this window with another teammate and see exactly what's going on in here. I catch my crotch on the windowsill. Not a very comfortable experience, but you just have to keep playing on. Now as usual, these buildings are covered with glass pellets, all sorts of noise and sort of magnifiers of sound as people are echoing and shouting as guns are going off. And we can hear a group of yellows moving around. The footsteps are quite heavy, as well as them shouting yellows to the teammates so they don't get shot because they know they're on the bottom floor. Me and my teammate decide that I'm going to open the door and he's going to put fire down the corridor. But we hear that the yellows are getting closer, so we thought we'd wait for them to enter where we're at the advantage and we can pick them off one by one. We soon realise that they've actually passed on, and I'm going to use these guys as a train to try to get to the other side of the building by walking in them, behind them quite quietly. I'm going to try to get across to the other side of the building because these windows on the left are being watched by players on the upper stories. Managed to take the 3 players out, and I'm going to move on and try to get to the staircase on the other side. I'm going to clear the rooms as I go to help other teammates that are going to be following up behind me. We've got one more room on the right, and then it's going to be the staircase, and the player's sitting in here. Not sure if he was already dead, but he seemed to have raised his hand. One more player there. Once again, not sure if he hit him. And we're moving back around. Turning signal to my teammate with a spiral sort of motion, telling him that I'm going to move around to the other side of the building and trying to just keep him guessing. With all this sort of CQB gameplay, the idea is to keep moving, keep the enemy confused, and especially in a building like this where there's a lot of them, you need to keep them shooting at each other. If they can eliminate each other, you're going to save yourself a lot of time. I'm going to pop this corner with a bit of a flashlight, just to try to give me a bit of advantage and clear this last room. So most of the rooms downstairs now are clear from what I can tell. We've got only the upstairs to clear, and we've got the main entrance to do as well. Now I'm trying to listen in once again to the sounds of the building, just to see exactly where they're going. I tested that door to see if it would open, if I needed to use it later.
Are you good to go?
Now checking with my teammate, that was actually just tying his shoelace behind the door. I actually noticed he was the guy that was helping me hold another room with a pistol in a few videos back.
He's on that side. Hey, it's you again.
Now I spot a yellow walking away from me. He asked me the question, yellow, and I put a second shot in just to make sure and confirm that I'm not yellow.
Red.
Now what I found quite interesting about this firefight, usually the enemy team wait for us to head upstairs and actually attack the position, but they decided to come down from upstairs to try to attack us, putting us at the advantage. So I'm going to check left once again, and then I move into here because they're going to try to clear out that room that I was previously in, and luckily I wasn't in there when a grenade went off. There's the grenade going off, my teammate in there is now dead. Got two more, I'm going to clear back around, and I hear there was a guy in here that took the grenade. And there we go. So as I was waiting to get medics, one of the enemy team decided to try medicing me up.
Hey.
Oh, too bad.
Fuck that one up for me, didn't you, mate? Dead men don't speak, remember that?
Anyway, it was a great all-over game. Thanks for watching.